Hi guys, my name is Jennifer and I'm going to be talking about the first episode of the show Feud. So premiered last night and it's actually about Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. They had a feud back when they were making Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and it's actually a very interesting show because I actually didn't know there was a feud between the two, and I think it's kind of an interesting concept that we actually get to see Hollywood and what kind of fueled this feud. It wasn't just, I don't like you and all that. It was actually there was a lot riding on this film for Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. They actually had to deal with a lot of sexism and ageism because normally when you were older, you started getting the stereotypical roles, and it really wasn't easy in Hollywood to find something that was compelling and something unique to do in terms of character. Normally, they'd get cast in mother, grandmother roles, or just roles that weren't different or unique. That's the best way I can put it. So in the show, we focus on Joan Crawford first. We're kind of getting glimpses into the past through interviews, and so we start with her, and she's really struggling trying to find roles. And even though she's rich and she has a pampered life, she wants to continue to act, which is understandable, that's her passion. And she tries to find a story, a script that can be made into a movie. And she goes through many different things and she doesn't find anything. But then her servant or maid, I'm not positive, she finds a book, and it's called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. And that is where that starts. So Joan actually finds the story interesting, and she tries to get it made into a film. She contacts a director, I believe, I'm not positive, I believe she did Autumn Leaves with, because I actually don't know a lot of the films that she did, but I will learn through this program. So they find a way to make that work, and she wants Bette Davis to be cast opposite her. It's actually her idea. And we see that Bette Davis is also a struggling actress. She's on stage, but she's not really happy. And she just doesn't really have a happy life at home. Her daughter actually, I think, wasn't very happy with her, and just struggling to make a happy life outside of film. So they end up working together on the film, and there's just a lot of tension between them because it seems like they had tried to work together before, and like I said, I'm not sure of the history of that. But, sorry about that. Phone just randomly decided to ring. Maybe it was Hollywood calling. Anyway, back to the show. So, yeah, they're making the film. There's a lot of tension between them. Joan Crawford really wants, she actually says blatantly what she wants. She wants everybody's respect. She feels like she never got it, and she really wants it from Bette Davis. Almost like she wants her to worship her or something, but I get the feeling that's not going to happen. So anyway, they're doing the film, and Bette Davis is not terribly thrilled working with her, and she tells Joan that she respects her and everything, but at the same time she gives her notes like, don't do this, don't do that, and Joan really does not like that. And at one point, Bette Davis is very upset and while she's figuring out the look for Baby Jane, she actually finds a wig that Joan Crawford wore in a film, and she uses that, and she puts on a lot of like powder and makeup to look very young and just kind of like a forgotten star kind of thing, which works for the film. But Joan Crawford's reaction to that was not so good. So there's definitely you can feel the tension between them, and at one point they go to interview with Hedda Hopper, and even though they're pretending to be gracious towards each other and nice, you can tell they really, really don't like each other. And I really have to give credit to the writing. This was really well written. Just because we don't always 100% know the stories, even if we read their biographies or autobiographies. It's just, nothing's ever 100% accurate. So it's hard to tell what is 100% accurate with the show, but I get the feeling the tension could be for sure real. It might have been exaggerated, I'm not sure, because, that's sometimes what you do to make drama. But the thing is, I don't know much about the feud. I'm kind of relying on this program to really learn about it. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes and what happened. Whatever happened to Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, huh? I know that there's a lot of controversy, between them and their children. So, it's anyone's guess at this point, really. We never really know people. We only know through writing, through studies of their relationships with people. But I like that it also explores Hollywood in general. Like I said, sexism and ageism. We're very well aware now that Hollywood was very controversial in that, and they still can be, casting people in roles that maybe they're not suited for, or not casting people in roles that they are suited for. And it just gets to that point where it's kind of like, when is it going to change? When is Hollywood gonna stop doing that? And I like that the show kind of explores that back in the 60s, because it wasn't the start, it wasn't the end, it was right in the middle of all of that. So I really like that we're going to be exploring that aspect. And just, like Hedda Hopper, she is a journalist, reporter, not positive what her exact position was, but she really wants to take a story and she wants to turn it into her own thing. So I can imagine a feud like Joan Crawford and Bette Davis's would have been blown out of proportion by her. Whether it was or not, I don't know. I will see in the show if they explore that some more. But it's definitely something to look into. And I'm excited. It's meant to be an anthology series, so this is just going to be one season. And I already forgot what the next season is, but there's already a second season in progress, so it'll be interesting to see. I think it was like 16th century feud of some kind. I was thinking maybe Shakespeare or Queen Elizabeth. I don't know, but I'm excited. And the show so far is really well casted. I love everybody in their roles. They're really, really doing a great job. And I feel like Jessica Lange is very believable as Joan Crawford. She really captures just kind of the mood that she had and the style. And when they're recreating the scenes from the movie, I feel like it's really, like, that's tricky to do, but I think she did a great job. And also Susan Sarandon as Betty Davis. She also did a really great job doing that. So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope you guys are watching it. If not, I suggest you do. It's on FX at 10 on Sundays. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and I hope you guys continue to watch my recap and review. And I'll see you later. Bye!